Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Sounding a little nasally. Well, I was just in Las Vegas with millions of people touching door handles. Then you fly to and from in a disease-ridden tube with recycled air. This is what you get. But don't you worry. I'm fully armed with FDA-approved medication. And before I get started, I got to give a big shout out to my man, Malcolm. We were in Vegas yesterday, and we're standing on the corner by the Bellagio, waiting across the street. There's a young guy standing next to me, and he's like, I love your videos, man. You're hilarious in the car. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. You know, how many fucking millions of people in Vegas, you know, visiting and being a tourist and shit. And I was standing with my wife and our friends. It was cool. So shout out to you, Malcolm. I really appreciate the support, man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the kind words. It was really nice to see a young person. He's probably in his early mid-20s. It was really nice to hear from a young person, to hear that a young person, you know, watches my videos and listens to what I have to say. Because in my experience, a lot of young people now, you know, in their 20s to maybe 30, maybe early 30s, they've bought into that shit that their, you know, silver ponytailed professors told them. You know, America's racist and this country is terrible and blah, 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 right? So I appreciate that, Malcolm. Good looking out, man. In this video, man, I'm going to talk about all kinds of shit because a lot of shit's been happening and saw a lot of shit in Vegas. And so this is the beauty of having my own channel. I can say whatever the fuck I want. And first thing I want to know is, are there any cab or Uber drivers that are American? I just want to know. Because every fucking Uber, we took a bunch of Ubers, we took a bunch of shuttles, getting all over Vegas to and from the airport and shit. I just want to know, because every single one we had, except for one, she was older white lady, older meaning, you know, probably older than me, mid 40s, maybe upper 40s. She looked like she had had a rough life, but she was doing her thing, but she was the only one. Most of them are African, I'm guessing Somalian. Even the guy at the booth, you know, we get off the plane and ask, you know, where do I go for my shuttle and shit. Even he was Somalian, so he could communicate with all the Somalian taxi drivers. Like, is there anybody who comes to this country who assimilates? Because when you don't assimilate, you don't learn the subtle nuances of the culture of the place you're in now. These fuckers are rude. They don't say hi. Now, when I say they, I don't mean all of them, of course. Do I need to say that? You know, puppies are cute, cancer's bad. Does that shit need to be said? But most of these motherfuckers were rude. They don't say hi when they open the door and you get on the fucking transport vehicle. They just don't get it. America is a social culture. We speak to each other. Hi, how are you? That kind of shit. They were fucking rude. And we called yesterday to see where we're going to get picked up when we got off the plane. And the dude, my wife couldn't understand him. She's like, I don't understand what you're saying. He got mad. You got mad at us? Fucking brush up on your English, fool. How long you been here? That shit pissed me off, man. How are you going to get mad at me because I don't understand your fucked up version of my language? Learn that shit. I know damn good and well if I went to another country, especially becoming a resident of that country, I'm going to learn the language. I'm going to learn how to speak it. I'm going to learn how to read it. Not only would it make it easier for me to move around in that society, street signs, store signs, all that kind of shit, but it's out of respect for the culture I'm becoming a part of. I'm going to make a seamless transition. I'm joining your group now. It is up to me, it is incumbent upon me to learn the rules and regulations in the fucking language. Now, it's not going to be perfect. Eventually it will be. but it's not going to be perfect, but you will be able to understand what I'm trying to say. I was like, what the fuck? Are there any American taxi drivers left? What happened to all the shit I saw growing up in New York City and LA? Hey, you need a fucking taxi. What happened? Where's Danny DeVito with a fucking cigar hanging out of his mouth taking me uptown? That shit was weird, man. It was really fucking weird. And trust me when I say 99% of the Uber, taxi, Lyft, fucking shuttles, they weren't even American. Why is that? Do Americans not want to drive people around? I don't get it. You tell me in the fucking comment section. Also, we stayed at Trump Towers. It was fucking great. We're on the 50th floor. You talk about a hair-raising elevator ride. I'd never been up that high in a building before. Well, I take that back. I did go to the Empire State Building when I went to New York, but it's been a long time, and I don't remember the elevator ride being... I mean, it wasn't bad, but shit, to watch those floors go bing, 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 and then when you're going down, you come to a stop, you feel that shit in your back and your knees. That was a different experience for me. But it was a great hotel, great staff, professional, polite, knowledgeable, all that good shit. Apparently, Don Jr. was there on Monday doing a book signing because we got back to the hotel and there must have been 500 people lined up through the lobby and outside along the sidewalk. And I saw him with they have MAGA hats and shit like that. I was like, man, these people are really serious about staying at Trump Towers. But as you walk in, you saw the table with the books on it, the metal detector. I didn't actually see Don Jr. and I didn't know about it. I wasn't in a position to stand in that line and get a book signing and all that shit, get a book signed, but it was great. It was a nice hotel. It was a great experience. I'll definitely stay there again next time we go. And another thing I saw, I was reading, I got the news feed and shit, so I'm reading through it, and I'm seeing all of these fucking apologies. Arby's in Minnesota apologizes for insensitive sign. What's that dude? Richard Brandt apologizes for posting a picture announcing a project in South Africa with an all-white group. What the fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who looked at that picture and was like, oh, I'm so offended that there are no people of color in this picture? What the fuck? You apologize because you didn't have any colored people in a picture you took? We're not free to take the pictures we want now? What is this stupid shit? Apologizing for everything because you're so afraid of what? Of who? You think people are going to buy your products, Richard Brandt, because you posted that picture? What are you afraid of? Why are you socially castrating yourself to please who? What are they going to do to you, and who are they? The Arby's in Minnesota. The sign read, only well-behaved children are allowed. If you can't keep your fries on your tray and your bottom in your seat, you will be asked to leave. Now, instead, and then interviewed some lady. Oh, I have 3 kids. It didn't say if she was married or not, but she had 3 kids. And if it's in an area so ghetto that they have to put a sign up like that, I'm going to go ahead and put my money on she doesn't have a husband. But she's like, oh, I have a 2-year-old and he doesn't always keep his food on his tray and he doesn't, sometimes he stands up. Are we going to be asked to leave? Lady, don't be stupid. Obviously, that's not what the sign meant. Instead of you looking at it as, damn, why is it so bad that this sign needs to be here? You decided to get offended. By what? That's what people want and expect when they go to a public place. Well-behaved individuals. What happens if you're an adult and you can't behave? The police will come help you behave. They will escort you out. Why can't you people control your fucking kids? Look at what... Think of your times at work, maybe in the military or whatever, when you're working with other people, how bad something would have to be for you to write a fucking note. somebody's not putting shit back, somebody's damaging equipment, somebody keeps eating your fucking lunch, whatever it is, if it gets to the point where you have to write a note, that means you're pretty pissed off. There's probably some capital letters and some exclamation points in said letter. That means you're pissed. That means it's happening too fucking much and it needs to stop. Why is it so bad that a fucking fast food restaurant has to tell you to control your kids or they will ask you to leave? That's the problem, not the fucking note. The reason for the note is the problem. Few things are worse than going out somewhere and having to deal with somebody's badass fucking kids. Why are you ruining my time? Why are you infringing on my peaceful meal? Because you don't know how to control those little bastards that came out of you. We spent the day with the kids on my birthday, and they like to go to this place called Blaze Pizza. So we go to Blaze Pizza. We're sitting there waiting for our pizza, and there's this Mexican dude there with his kids. He's one of those little Oaxaca Mexican dudes, 4 feet tall, almost as dark as me. And his kid, probably 3 years old, got a mouth full, and I'm talking top and bottom rows, full of fucking silver teeth. What does that mean? That means that little fucker doesn't take care of his teeth, and they give him a bunch of sugar. Probably a bottle full of Pepsi or Coca-Cola before bed or during bed. Bag of hot Cheetos and some Sprite for breakfast. I'm not making that shit up. That's what I've seen. But anyway, he had 2 of them. One was probably 5. The other was 4, whatever, pretty close in age. Jumping around, climbing on the fucking thing, getting all close to other people who are trying to eat, running around. And he's telling them in Spanish, oh, siéntate, 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 siéntate. I almost got a fucking Spanish lesson listening to all that shit. My dad would have to tell me siéntate 1 time. In public? You better put on your public manners. Let my dad have to sit there and tell me sit down 3 or 4 times. That shit wouldn't even happen. Your father's presence is supposed to do something to you. When your dad when he gives you that look, or if your parents talk through their teeth like this, sit down. That means I'm trying to control my anger because we're in public. I'm trying not to give you the business because we're in public. There's a certain amount of decorum when you're in public. No one should be dealing with your fucking problems. No one else should be dealing with your unruly kids. And I'm looking at this kid like, man, you don't even brush his teeth. Of course he's not gonna fucking listen to you. What kind of punk ass dad are you? But anyway, instead of looking at the reason for the note, they're mad at the note, getting offended. So of course, Arby's has to release this letter. We apologize for the letter. We did not mean to offend anybody. The manager and the team at that particular restaurant has been disciplined. So instead of helping that store better their customer experience, you excuse the fucked up behavior and punish the people who are trying to correct it. That makes sense. That's going to work. There are some areas in Minnesota that got some of the highest crime rates in the country. That's what happens when you got a bunch of single parent homes, you got a bunch of moms with 3 fucking kids at Arby's who can't control them. That shit was crazy. Also, something that was equally crazy but not surprising, because San Francisco is king of doing dumb shit, is king of shit. Like literal shit, human shit. It's funny, I see these memes. And it's like 2 people, like a cartoon, and it's 2 people, and one of them's like, man, I'm really having a bad day. And the other one goes, hey, why don't we go to San Francisco and shit in the street? That'll make you feel better. Not too far from the truth. Not too damn far. So, this angry little turd, Greta Thunberg, and Furgengergen, whatever her fucking name is, the little poster child for climate change, and you ought to be ashamed of yourselves, and we won't forgive you. Shut up, kid. You're not even old enough to fucking purchase something on your own. Shut up. But they've been pimping out this kid. They've been sending her around the world, her garbage ass parents, putting her in all these situations with some special needs issues, by the way. I think it's Asperger's or maybe autism. For real, this girl's suffering from some special needs, but they're steady pimping her out because they got to get their agenda done some way. So since reason and logic doesn't work because it doesn't exist in this bullshit climate change discussion, they got to hit you somewhere. The kids. It's all about the kids. All about our future. It's an existential threat. Our children will not have a world. You have to give us your fucking money. That's what it's about. So what does San Francisco do? San Francisco says, watch this, world. I'm going to show you some dumb shit. You just hold on a second. Let me get a paintbrush. So these fools did this mural, like the whole side of this building is a picture of this Greta girl. It's a huge mural on this building in San Francisco in honor of Greta Thunberg. What? And the picture looks fucked up. She looks like Wednesday from the Addams Family. And she's not smiling. She's all. That's her on the building. Now, I don't know if that's her regular face, but that little girl looks angry all the time. She looks mad. She looks unhappy. There's even a picture of her and Arnold Schwarzenegger, that one of the worst governors California's ever seen. Nothing compared to Gavin Newsom, but pretty fucking bad. And they're going on a bike ride, right? And she's sitting there. He's posing. He's smiling. She's standing there. She's just. Now, I don't know if that's due to her autism or her Asperger's or whatever. But she doesn't look like a very happy little girl. And her on the side, like, why would you make her smile? Anybody. Why would you want a mural of somebody just all stink face? Why? It doesn't look nice. It looks fucking terrible. I don't know who the artist is. Probably some fucker with a backpack full of spray cans. I don't know. But it looks fucking stupid. But of course that makes sense because San Francisco is stupid. If you look up the word stupid in the dictionary, I guarantee you there's going to be a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. I think San Francisco is Latin for fucking retarded. All the other things going on in the city, but you guys had to commission this fucking mural of some pimped out kid. You guys should have did a mural of a homeless person just bent over shitting on the sidewalk. That would have made more sense. That's San Francisco. You should have had a picture of some fucking dirty homeless person taking a ropey, foamy shit on the sidewalk. That's what they do. But instead, you're going to continue the fucking exploitation of this kid. Why? How much did that cost, San Francisco? How many shelters could you have opened up with that money? How many people could you have gotten off the street with that money? How many vets could you have helped with that money? How many kids? Anything. But instead you put the money into putting a mural up of some fucking kid for climate change, which is bullshit because I just saw an article about some Arctic blast coming through America. Some Arctic blast fucking coming on the Midwest. But there's climate change? Really? Does this climate change start and stop when it wants to? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You can't have your cake and fuck it too. Sorry. Either the climate's going up or it's not. And if it is, it's not by us. We are nothing. We are a mere freckle on the taint of the world. We don't mean shit. And that might have to be my next t-shirt. We don't mean shit. And we don't. This planet's going to do what it does. It has, and it will continue to, with or without us. Period. What's next, San Francisco? I know this is nothing. This is a drop in your giant communist fucking bucket. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do next. Maybe they'll make this girl mayor of San Francisco. Maybe they'll change the name of San Francisco to Greta Thunberg. This stupid ass shit. This is what I have to come back home to, Americans. Let me hop in this damn rat race. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Please be on the lookout. My Teespring account link will be in the description box. New green gear being designed. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get said green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man up, out.